Good evening, friends, fiends, and night owl supremes. Welcome to A Bit Late. Tonight we are reading a fairy tale called Fairy Ointment, so I'm sure there's some magical properties in that, and we're gonna find out what they are. But do as always get comfy and cozy, gather your animal familiars, summon some coffee and tea by your side, light some candles too, and settle into a nook for tonight's story and let the cares of the day wash away, and any night terrors go away too. They can just go away right now. We're reading a story. And without further ado, let's begin, shall we? Fairy Ointment. Dame Goody was a nurse that looked after sick people and minded babies. One night she woke up at midnight. Yeah, that happens. And when she went downstairs, she saw a strange, squinty-eyed, little ugly old fellow, hey now, who asked her to come to his wife who was too ill to mind her baby. Dame Goody didn't like the look of the old fellow, but business is business, so she popped on her things and went down to him. And when she got down to him, he whisked her up on a large coal-black horse with fiery eyes. What does that belong to, Baba Yaga? That stood at the door, and soon they were going at a rare pace, Dame Goody holding on to the old fellow like grim death. Terrifying, a midnight, coal-black horse with fiery red eyes. At midnight, at your house, Shire Baggins. They rode and they rode till at last they stopped before a cottage door. So they got down and went in and found the good woman abed with the children playing about, and the babe, a fine bouncing boy, beside her. Dame Goody took the babe, which was as fine a baby boy as you'd wish to see. Well, thank goodness. The mother, when she handed the baby to Dame Goody to mind, gave her a box of ointment and told her to stroke the baby's eyes with it as soon as it opened them. After a while, it began to open its eyes. Dame Goody saw that it had squinty eyes just like its father, so she took the box of ointment and stroked its two eyelids with it. But she couldn't help wondering what it was for, as she had never seen such a thing done before. So she looked to see if the others were looking, and when they were not noticing, she stroked her own right eyelid with the ointment. I mean, you could ask what it's for rather than just testing something on yourself. Or maybe test a patch on your wrist, not right on your eyelid. I mean, that's Beauty 101. When you don't know an ointment, you test it somewhere else. Anyway, maybe she'll learn, but no sooner had she done so than everything seemed changed about her. The cottage became elegantly furnished. The mother in the bed was a beautiful lady dressed up in white silk. Oh, that kind of ointment, huh? The little baby was still more beautiful than before, and its clothes were made of a sort of silvery gauze. Its little brothers and sisters around the bed were flat-nosed imps with pointed ears, who made faces at one another and scratched their poles. Oh. Sometimes they would pull the sick lady's ears with long and hairy paws. Oh. In fact, they were up to all kinds of mischief, and Dame Goody knew that she had got into a house of pixies. But she said nothing to nobody, and as soon as the lady was well enough to mind the baby, she asked the old fellow to take her back home. Please, oh please, I bet. So he came round to the door with the coal-black horse with eyes of fire and went off as fast as before. Or perhaps a little faster, till they came to Dame Goody's cottage, where the squinty-eyed old fellow lifted her down and left her, thanking her civilly enough and paying her more than she had ever been paid before for such service. And the service was minding the baby and rubbing ointment on his eyes for only a little bit? I'm confused. Was she there a long time? I don't know. This could be a fast story. Maybe it's like 12:15. Now, the next day happened to be market day. Okay, so it was one night only. One night, oh, sorry. And as Dame Goody had been away from home, she wanted many things in the house and trudged off to get them at the market. As she was buying the things she wanted, who should she see but the squinty-eyed old fellow who had taken her on the coal-black horse? And what do you think he was doing? Why, he went about from stall to stall, taking up things from each. Here's some fruits, and there's some eggs, and so on, and no one seemed to take any notice. Oh, I bet you she's gonna take notice and rise a stink about it too. Now Dame Goody did not think it her business to interfere. Or not. but she thought she ought not to let so good a customer pass without speaking. So she ups to him and bobs a curtsy and said, "Good inn, sir. I hope your good lady and the little ones are good as well." But she couldn't finish what she was saying, for the funny old fellow started back in surprise, and he said to her, "What, do you see me today?" "See you," said she. "Why, of course I do, as plain as the sun in the skies, and what's more," she said, "I see you are busy too, into the bargain." Oh, she wasn't supposed to see him. "Ah, you see too much," he said. "Now, pray, with which eye do you see all this?" "With the right eye, to be sure," she said, as proud as can be to find him out. "The ointment, the ointment!" cried the old pixie thief. "Take that for meddling with what don't concern you. You shall see no more." And with that he struck her on the right eye, and she couldn't see him anymore, and, what was worse, she was blind on the right side from that hour till the day of her death. The end. Well, that was an abrupt ending, knocking us literally back into reality. But I hope this little tale was enough to distract you from whatever you're doing and you don't want to do, or heck, I hope it made your evening a little bit more cozy and comfy. But yeah, fairy ointment, who would have guessed? I have known some and read about some that make the wearer of the ointment invisible, and that's where I thought she was originally going to be doing. I thought she was going to make her eye invisible and she'd have a gaping hole in her head. But being able to see fairies in the pixie realms is pretty cool. Just, I guess, be smarter about it, Dame Goody, or if you all encounter a box of that or a little tin, just don't say anything, just enjoy what you see. But I hope you're having a wonderful evening, and if you need another story, check another story out. Definitely have some for you. But now, off to sleep and dream what you will, or stay a while and enjoy another tale. Whichever you choose, I'll speak to you again, and until then, stay spooky, my friends. Good night.